All right, so this is going to try to help explain finding the value of vowels in the string entered in by a user. It's going to be the third prompt. So the instructions were design and implement an application that reads a string from the user and then determines and prints how many of each lowercase vowel A, E, I, or U appears in the entire string. Have a separate counter for each vowel. Also print the number of non-vowel characters. So I'm going to use the example of hello. So first you're going to have to birth your scanner, so you should all know how to do that. Create your variables that are going to hold the number of times each letter is in the word. So the vowels, there's only 5 of them, A, E, I, O, or U, so create all the variables using a data type and a variable name and then set them to 0. May seem counterintuitive to use an int with A, but what's happening here is that these are counters. They're going to hold the number of times each one of those letters is in a word. So it's not holding any string value, it's just holding a number. After you've done that, ask the user to input the string. And in my example of the variable I'm using to hold the string is going to be my string. So it's going to be my string equals whatever your scanner lets in. Store that string in the variable, which I've called my string, and find the length of the string. So remember how to do that. If you come in and you type in my string dot, there's a whole list of things that appears. And you're looking for the length, and that returns a value of how long that thing is. So hello is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters in length. Now go through each letter of the string. Okay, so how are you going to do that? How are you going to go through each letter? You're going to use a loop. So what programming structure? You loop. But which one? You decide. Now remember, you're not getting tested on the do-while loop in the AP Computer Science test, so pick one of the other ones. It's better. And since you already know how many times you want the loop to run, and you can figure that out by when you find the length of the string, you're going to use that because you're going to start your loop and it's going to go to the length of the string. But there's going to be a problem here in a second that you'll see. You may want to figure out what loop that one is. Okay, so then you're going to go through each letter. As you go, once you got your loop, you're going to go through each letter and you are going to take a look at what that letter is, and you're going to see if it's equal to one of the vowels, A, E, I, O, or U. Now to do that, what you have to do is use this function. So I've written this out for you because people are going to get confused. MyString.substring begin index index. Many of you probably remember it, but I'm just going to write that out here anyway. These things are going to cause you problems, the begin index and the end index. What you're going to do is, so your begin index is fairly easy in that if you have your loop and you set your loop counter to 0, this will be in the right place. The problem is that when you have a substring, the index, this number right here for the word always starts at 0. What did we start with up here? 1 near 0. So you're going to have to figure out how to make this one, which is your end index. So 0 will be this letter, and the end index to be this letter. So this is going to be 0, 1 for the first 0, 1 for the first letter, but if you just take the length of this, that actually is going to be 1, 2. So you have to figure out how you're going to make it go backwards for the index, how to make this length go back 1. It's very easy, by the way. It's simple math to get the letter H. So you have to figure out how you're going to get your beginning index and end index. And then you're just going to go ahead, and I've written this out for you. If my string equals A or E or I, so just have a bunch of if statements, basically. That's all you need, and then add 1 to your counter. Then print that count for each vowel, and then also the do, say like for instance the number of times A appears is A, and the number of times E equals is E, and so on and so forth. And then print out the total number of letters, or the consonants as well, I'm sorry, and the number of letters. So do total consonants here as well. Consonants. Okay, spelled that wrong. Sorry. Consonants. Okay, consonants. All right, too early in the morning for me. All right, so anyway, go ahead and do that for me. Get it done. Let me know if you have any questions, if this helps, and then I will be online to look for your questions some more.